Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow us as long as you are at your own risk. We're not responsible for your trades. We are using an automated trading signal, and we just have an entry on the ES NOYM. If we look at the left upper corner on the ES, we have just an entry at 2846 level, target 2835. And we are 11 ticks into that trade. The NASDAQ, it was long and now start losing direction, but we nailed a little over 100 tick on the NASDAQ, and the YM we just fired a short signal, and we are 43 ticks into that trade. Yesterday was a very mixed market, and today it is continued to a little mixed market. Not as bad as yesterday, but we still have a little bit. On the right upper corner here, the market analyzer is for the scalper, and what we do, we use the white chart for the scalper, and as you see here on the Russell, we just nailed 397, and on the ES, on the scalper, we have 200, and also we're about to close the YM, and the YM nailed 600. So this is where we can go ahead, because the volatility is still around, and what we are doing, we are closing immediately today those trades. We're not gonna try to milk the trade, and those are the scalpers, and we try to see if we can break even immediately, because yesterday was a little volatility, and the market was really had no direction yesterday. This is the same auto trade we have showed you yesterday, and the same money I think it did today, and it is 3,410. This is the same amount of money has made yesterday. And on the NASDAQ, the one we all our traders using, the 1 minute already hit the target. This is a different type of an auto trade. Has already hit the target 1410, and then what we are going to do, we're gonna reload it, and we just nailed the first 1410, and then we are gonna go ahead rearm it, and we're gonna go and go for one more round on the NASDAQ. This is a different type of an auto trade we are using, and we cover some of those trades today. And let me see what else we have. I just took a trades, and on the scalper, the CL already hit the target, so close position on the CL. So we have no trade on the CL. That's why we're not showing the CL. So at the moment, the market is really, it is to the downside. It's a short, but it's a very, very slow movement. So we have to be careful, and today break even as soon as possible. You can use the full automated trade, or you can use an ATM, but I prefer to use an ATM for days like this, where we can extend the target, or if we want to, we can extend the trailing stop. The trailing stops are based on the fib line, and we are about to close, I think, the YM and the ES on that entry at the moment. As we see the ES and the YM, they came into the floor and fibs and then staying below the floor and fibs. So let's see if this market fix to hold or hi Vito, hold or is gonna close those trades. Okay, we closed the YM and we closed the ES, and we still have the Russell. Let's see if we can close the Russell. You can see the market. You see how it is really. It's not staying on one trend. So we still have one trade on the Russell. Why today the market is a bit, it's not going in one direction. It is very easy. You can see that from the market analyzer on the 1 minute. We just have a new signal fired on the scalper buy on the NASDAQ. And if we look on the ES, the market analyzer on the left upper corner, you can see the ES to the sell position, and the NASDAQ is an extremely strong trend to the long side, and the YM is to the short position. And that indicate, and then here is the $1 million question is the 30-year treasury bond is going to the sell position the same direction as the ES as we look at it. So this is a really the NASDAQ, we already fired the NASDAQ entry, and we are about to close that trade. Well, it seems like it's trending, so we're going to extend it. If we want to, we can extend it a little bit. So the market is extremely mixed, and it's not synchronized with the ES and NASDAQ and Dow Jones. We have the opposite direction, the ES of the NASDAQ, and the YM is to the sell position, so they are not in order actually, and this is a really a little bit problematic for a guy don't know what he's doing, and as we see right now, we are about to close positions. So as you see how this market is really turning around very, very, very fast. And on a day like this, you cannot just look at it. You need to secure your profit immediately. And it's not hard to do that. You just need to take a drag the stop loss to the minor support area and leave it alone. And that's the only thing, so you can secure some of your profit. And today, like today, you need to break even immediately. As we see on the YM, we have a lot of resistance area here, and I don't trust the market today, so you need to do that immediately, crossing. And we have also the gold took a trade, and it is to the short position. Also, you can see is facing a lot of support area. This is not, you need to be very fast with it and make it a little bit tight on those. I mean, look, guys, this is where you can have the auto trade take the trades, and you can manage it, or you can use the other type of an auto trade we showed you, and then you don't need to do anything. But really, I mean, on a day like this, I prefer to be in charge or managing those trades, not to just look at them. So like yesterday, the market was extremely, there is a lot of volatility, and today the market is not really going in one direction and staying there, is going between the plus and the minus, and this is a really critical area. So what we need to do, have the auto trade, take those trades, set the target, set the trailing stop. We don't have to do that, but I prefer today to make it tight on those trades, and secure as much as we can out of it today, because I'm not relaxed to the market keep trending all the time. If we look at the Nasdaq was about to hit the target, and then it dropped to the support area at 88.53.25. So this is a really we need to on the 2-minute. This is the other type of an auto trade. You don't have to do anything, but this one here now 2,235. You don't have to do anything in this one here, but I still prefer to be careful when you. I mean, like this one here is already done. We don't need to do anything to it to hit 2,235. I'm not sure I wanted to go on one more round. We already have one chart going on one round, and I'm not going to reactivate all the auto trade to go one more round because the market is a bit unstable with directions. So, and right now it is between short and long. So I will leave only a couple auto trades running, and taking the trades like this template 10. Every trader is using in template 10 for the Nasdaq, and ES as well. The same template is called number 10. So if we look on the Nasdaq, we are up to 842. The Russell is struggling, and the YM, it is 270. And it seems like the gold, it is the gold have a problem. There is a lot of support area. I'm not sure the gold is going to survive that. Well, let's look at the ES, and the ES also having a problem. If we look at the ES situation at the moment, okay, you have $550 into that trade. But if we look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 support resistance area, and this one here, I don't want to hold too much on that position. You know what you need to do, like because of today volatility, I want to at least have it on a free ride, break even a plus couple ticks. You can do that. That's all what you have to do. You don't have to be wizard trader. You don't have to be I mean, a brilliant trader to just move the stop loss and let the auto trade take the entry, take your motions away, put where the target has to be, and the trailing stop has to be. All that the auto trade is gonna do. The only thing it is, when you see profit, take it out. When you see profit, take it as soon as possible out, especially on a day like this. You don't want it to be holding positions too much, and not too long either. So on a day like this, you see $700-800 on the Nasdaq, take it out and get it over with. You know, you don't need to milk the trade today. And the ES speaks itself, gentlemen. If we look at the ES, we have a resistance line at 28.5650, and right in line where is the resistance. And as you see, the next one, it is a little bit below. That indicate this market is going down that direction, and most likely is not able to break the 28.5650. So if we see $400-500 on that trade, you can tighten up the stop and loss, and you can do that manually, and it's not hard to do that. So, or if you wanted to use it just a normal conventional auto trade, then you can do that. This auto trade, the other auto trade, is have a superb entries, but for me, I like to be in charge with my trades. As you see here now, the ES starts sinking as expected. So what we do, we're gonna go ahead and tie it up a little bit. Okay, we're out of that trade. We did not walk out for free. The Nasdaq also sink into the a minor support floor and fibs, and then I can take it a little bit up. This one here is on a free ride, that's fine. And it seems like the gold start giving in. Then what we do, we are on a free ride on the gold, and this is really, and now we have the Russell taking short. I mean, there we go. So the Nasdaq is done, finished with the trade. YM is done, and we have the Russell taking a short trade. And then what we do, we just, I'm not gonna actually, it's extremely tight. I'm gonna tighten up the stop loss right now. I don't want to take too much risk on those trades. And then we have the gold come into major support area, nailed $600. Should we get out of that trade, or should we stay with that trade? It's up to you. But what we can do, we can go to the next resistance level, and we can call it off. At least we are securing some of the profit. If this market keep going down, that's okay. If the market did go back, we secured some of the profit. The YM just fired a short trade on the signal, and then what we do, we are going to go ahead and break it even. There is no time to think today. There is no time, or if you want to, you can make it a little bit tight and above the double resistance line. So at least we are hiding the trade above the resistance line. And if the market broke that resistance line, there is not much losses, because we already made plenty ticks on the previous trade. So this is how we hide the trailing stop and protect ourselves from getting whacked and be knocked out of a trade. So let's see if it's gonna hold on that trade. And you see how we are playing it by the tick. And also the gold came back exactly where I have lined the trailing stop, and we were not knocked out of it. That's very good. You can see this market is heavy, and it's not getting anywhere. And on a day like this, you just need to, every time you see the profit, you make it tight. You make it very tight, so you will not walk away for free. And this is one of those days. I mean, when on a normal day, what we do, if the system, let's say on the YM, expected to exit on that trade on 23711, and this is where the system estimated you need to get out. You don't need to do anything to the chart. The system calculated itself. Each trade have a different calculation. It depends on the market movement. But on a normal days, I extend my target. If the system says 23711, I try to take it maybe a little bit farther down to the support line, or I'll take it farther down to the next support area. But on it today, I'm just leaving it as where the system is telling me I don't want to mess with it. If it can hit the target, I'm happy with it. Because on a day like yesterday and today, you cannot just keep looking at it. You need to roll your sleeve and get your hands dirty with the trades. I mean, to secure your profit, you don't have to use any emotion to make decision. Let the auto trade make decision. But it is wonderful when you can get involved with your trailing stop, or if you want to, you can extend your target. Because if we have catch a trend and we can extend the target, we do not need to go back to the market and risk our account. So this is the less we trade, the better off we are. And if we can catch that spike for today, that will be great, because the market spikes on a normal days. The market spikes once a day. We don't know if it's going to be 9:30 or 10:30 or 11:30 or 11 or half an hour before the market close. We don't know when the market is going to spike. We are not in charge with that. There is some market movers decide to spike that market in a certain hour for a certain reason. But our job is to keep chasing the market until we catch the spike for today, and then we can call it off. As we see right now, this market is on a neutral, and there is not much to play with anymore, and there is not much to take a high risk. The market is a little bit on the side, and there is nothing we can do. Seems like we forgot one of the trades loose. There is nothing we can do to avoid that. So the Nasdaq the swing trading is taking a beat on the 1 minute, and also the scalper. If we look at the scalper as well, is taking a lot of beat at the moment on both of sides. So there is nothing we can do. We just need to sit on the side, and the market cannot make a decision, so we cannot do anything. It's been like this since yesterday, and welcome to trading. There is nothing we can do except wait and trying to see if we can trying to catch any kind of trend. There is nothing. If we look at the swing trading on the 1 minute, ES taking a beat, the Nasdaq is doing fine, and the YM is a flat. Russell, it is already done. The 30-year Treasury bond is right now is the opposite direction of the ES, but there is no movement. So this is the only trade we have left, and actually the Nasdaq decided to go farther down on the scalper, and also I don't trust the trades. Today I will go ahead and break even immediately, so at least we are on a free ride. That's what you need to do when you don't trust the market today. And the ES start taking a trade. It's coming to the support area, and this is not a good area to stop. We need to see it crossing the 2843, and it seems like it's having a hard time breaking those levels. So we'll try to give it one more chance before I go ahead and change the direction on those and make it really tight. The trailing stop and the stop loss. The Russell, there is nothing on the Russell. YM, there is no trade on the YM, and CL, there is no trade on the CL. So we are waiting. If this ES broke that area, we're going to the 2839. So let's see how it is. And now the gold is finished. We get it out of the way, and we have those two right now running, and hopefully I'm not gonna touch the target on the Nasdaq. I'm gonna leave it as is. But what we can do, because this market, let's see, I know the ES It's going to stop at 2839.50, and that is going to make the Nasdaq go back a bit. And okay, securing some of it. And then what we do, we're going to go on the next level where it says resistance, and we're going to hide the trailing stop on the resistance. I don't trust the ES today, so I'm dragging those to the higher, one tick above the resistance level. The resistance level is 2843. It used to be support, now it's become a resistance. So if the ES break that resistance, so there is no use to stay on that trade. So at least we will not walk away for free on that trade. So this is a really day like this, there is no time to think or feel. You cannot use your feeling in your trading. So it is the German way, the cold way, the hard way. We need to put our emotion on the side and say, I'm going to be exiting here. I don't care about the amount of money, or maybe if I do it another place, I might make $1,000 or $200. Today is not the day what you want. Today is a day where we can protect ourselves. It's not what you want, it's what the market wants today. So I cannot say I want $1,000 on the Nasdaq or $1,000 on the ES. It's what the market is willing to give me. If this ES broke that 2839.50, that means I'm hitting the target. Simple as that. There is no two different formula in there. There is only one. And as you see here, it is extremely fast, and there is no place for feelings here. We have to be a little bit straightforward to put our feeling and excitements on the side. So right now, if I was not busy talking to you, I would have dragged this this trailing stop to the resistance line at 2839.50. But guys, it's impossible to control everything here. So let's see what happened. Okay, we have exit on the Nasdaq. We are done with the Nasdaq. We did not walk away free with the Nasdaq, so we still have the ES trade to deal with, and either we're gonna make it or break it. This is it. So now I'm hiding this trailing stop above, one tick above the resistance line, and if you can see where the ES at. If this ES broke that resistance line, that means there is no use to talk about it. You need to get exit out of that trade. If the market fell down, that means this resistance is holding, and then we're going to deal with the 2839.50, and now it is out. We did not walk away free from it, and this is it. It is a very strict, straightforward, no thinking, no feeling. You just put it on a technical area. Either it's going to make it or break it. On a days like this, when the market is very tight, there is no direction. And look, knocked me out of that trade, and the market is going down. Forget it. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. No. As long as we exit out of that trade today with not negative, I'm happy. I don't care what is the amount, as long as we can survive turbulence. And yesterday was a turbulent in the market. And believe me, guys, there is a lot of people, amateur traders out there, have lost a great deal of money on the last 2 days. They are on their own, or they are in somewhere else. And we received plenty emails from outsiders, not members, that got in trouble the last 2 days. With the trading, and the reason is they cannot read it. This is the problem; they cannot read it. So, on a day like this, you have to change attitude. Now, if we look at the ES on the smaller chart, not the big chart, the big chart is one big mess. You cannot trade ES in those areas. If we a little bit analyze what's going on the ES, you can see immediately the ES got stuck between a resistance area 2843, and a support area 2839. And this is a very small chart, folks. This is a 15-second chart, and the market is really tight. It's extremely tight. So on a days like this, you just break even immediately. You are on a free trade. You are relaxed. If the market trending, we are catching a trend. If the market go back, we cashing in. Simple as that. This is no mercy in the trading, and you have to immediately change your attitude with the market. You cannot say, I want. There is nothing here today. Say what you want, what the market want. So right now we are on a standby. There is nothing. We have closed all the positions, and we wait a few more minutes. And of course, the scalpers, they're gonna go back to the short side, and maybe we are about to get a short trade on the swing trading, but I will not take any short trade at the moment. Let me explain to you why I will not take short trade on the swing trading. You can do it on the scalpers, but not on the swing trading. On the swing trading, we are using 1 minute. Here is my problem with the swing trading right now and I will not follow it. I will not follow that signal at my fire onto the short side when the numbers gets right. Why? It is very simple, folks. Again, I'm trying to train you to look at the ES, whether you are an ES trader or not. An ES is going to cut off the oxygen for the NASDAQ and the YM, or it's going to provide oxygen for the YM and the NASDAQ. Even sometimes, like today, the NASDAQ did go by the opposite direction, but at the end of the day, because this is a play in the market, at the end of the day, when there is a major areas in the ES, the NASDAQ stops. So if we are looking at the ES, when we are about to fire a short position, we are coming immediately. We are coming immediately to the support area at 28.3575, followed by a projection at 28.35. So if you want to decide to take a short on the new signal might come out within a few minutes, you have to mark those numbers on your charts as 2835 is a projection and 283575 is a support. When the combine the support with the projection, that means this market is stopping. And if there is not enough sellers, the market is going to turn around against you. And this is a very expensive trade if you're going to ignore what the market is telling you. Here is the other problem on the NASDAQ. On the NASDAQ, we have the same story. We have a support area with a projection at 87.9925, and this is a no-go for that. There is no go for following the signal blindly today. If you ask me, okay, Sam, but I wanted to trade and where I need to put my short trade, I don't care about the numbers. If I wanted to take a short trade on the NASDAQ, it has to be below this line here. We need to see this NASDAQ cross all those turbulence. We need to see this NASDAQ break every single wall before we can go short. We cannot just go short because we feel like it, or we have a MACD is telling us short, or an ATR. What is an ATR? It's a moving average. What is an ATR? It's nothing. Or those indicators, they're following the markets. They're not telling you anything in the future. When the market goes up, they tell you the market is up, and when the market is down, tell you the market is down. They just follow the market. And here is the $1,000,000 question. You trade in the futures, and your indicators on your chart following the market in the past. And you tell me why you're not making money, because you don't have any prediction. You're just following the market. You don't have any tools predicting the market, and it's telling you what's going on in the market. And this is a total different story when you are trading the futures. So right now, on this one here, on this NASDAQ, there is a lot of support areas. Double projection, double support, big mess. So where I need to take the trade on the NASDAQ is right there. It has to cross all those enchiladas here, because in those, if you look how nasty it is, the market is going back and forth and it's not getting anywhere. It's just hitting the wall and going back like a pinball ball, and it's not going anywhere. It's trying to find an exit. It goes up, it gets slapped, goes down, and then you have the support area, kick the market up again, and then a bump into resistance again. So on those days here, well, which we're gonna have some problems in the market today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, next week, next year, we always, the market is not just a honeymoon on a daily basis, and you just turn on the auto trade and put a glass of wine and listen to Italian music, and it's a very hygglic, it's a very cozy atmosphere. No, it's not. So you're gonna have a bumpy rides when you say, I wanted to change a job. You have to understand you have a rainy days and a good days on the market. It's not just a sweetheart every day. So on a day like this, there is no trade in here. I will not invest any money in there, but I can put a limited order at 87.96.75. Now we have Vito, the Italian guy, getting getting personal with the wine. I love Italian wine, Vito. Don't get it personal. So, actually, yesterday I had an Italian wine. It's not just a picnic, guys. And there we go. As long as NASDAQ is not crossing those lines, I'm not investing any dollars in that. And also, if we look at the ES, it's the same story. There is a lot of headaches on the downside and on the up. So we are away from it. And this is the smart way. It's not like this is the before your auto trade, before your indicator, before any system you use. One thing traders should know: we don't want to put you in a room, teach you how to trade for 1 year and collecting money out of you. No. There is one thing, if you want to call yourself a trader, it's not how much you make. No. Is when you understand when to trade and when to stop. Now, I will not invest $1 in this business right now, right here. I'm going to be sitting on the side for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, until the doors open for me, and then I will trade. Because now, if you ask me, is it long or short, I'll tell you, take a quarter out of your pocket and flip it. Because it can go both of directions now. It's sitting between going up and down, and it is one nasty big hole in here. And I don't want to figure it out. Of course I can if I want to. I can turn on the 30 minutes chart, the 240 minutes chart, the daily chart, and I can go on the technical side, and I can very well pinpoint where this market going for today. But for this guy is sitting as a normal guy right now, right here, and want to make a decision. What you see here is a mess. You cannot make a decision. Another things, guys, I don't go through a lot of details in the corners of the charts. There is a lot of technical area, but let me pinpoint how mixed this market is. If we take here, there is says a high time frame uptrend, and here it says high time frame uptrend, and this one here says high time frame uptrend. This one here, this dot, is calculating the 30 minutes for you, and it's pinpoint for you. It's telling you the 30 minutes chart is to the green, it's not to the red. Look at this. Then all those MACD, volatility, CCI, all those indicators, we have put them all in one, and we put signal. If you look, there is a signal here on the chart. The signal is pointing down, and this is from all those indicators, the MACD, volatility indicator, ATR, all of them 10 indicators put together, giving you signal, and on the Nasdaq saying the signal is down. On the ES, we put all these rubbish indicators in one pot to give us one signal, and this one here, it says neutral. If we look at the YM, it says neutral. Then what we have done, we measure the bulls and the bears on all market here. Then if you look at those, here we are measuring constantly when the sellers over the buyers, and what we have done with those, we have included 6 different time frame working together, and we are measuring the buyers and the sellers as we see on the Nasdaq on both of direction with the 6 different time frame. The buyers are over the sellers. On the ES, the sellers and the buyers are even. And now it is a change in direction to the signal is pointing up. Now the Nasdaq is a neutral, and now the YM is up. So there is a lot of technical areas, and then what we have added on it, floor and fibs in conjunction with the fib line and the zone. At the same time, we have put in institutional numbers, and we have covered the institutional numbers. As you see, there is an institutional numbers here. There is 2 sets, one for the long and one for the up. And as you see, it's telling you the target is down on the institutional number, or the target is up on the institutional number. So if we look a little bit into details here, you can see we have a total different reading. As we see, the ES is telling you the institutional target up, and the Nasdaq is telling you the institutional target is down. So there is a very mixed reading in there. And this poor guy, this amateur guy, came in, have a couple $1,000 waving in his back pocket, and now he want to take the whole market up. And bless his heart, he has no idea what he's getting into, and he thinks it's a picnic here. So this is where he start getting in trouble by not able to read the market. The difference between a guy is a good trader or a bad trader, for the guy can spot the market. It's not how much he makes, I care less. The best trader, sometimes they can lose their pants off in one day and by mistake. And it's, the second day he can get up and recover every dime. It's not how much you make money, it's how you can read the market. This is the difference between a trader and trader. It's not how much you make today. Today you may make 200, tomorrow you may make 2,000, doesn't matter. As long as you don't stay in a minus every day, you are okay. So sitting and bubbling here all day long, we have the scalper on the ES. Look at this. The ES target is 28.54, and it didn't make it. So what we are doing, we are just going to go ahead and break even. On the YM, it's the same story. Look at this. It's the same chart, and it's the same thing. Look at this. Between a YM and an ES, it's the same story, the same bars, the same fell to hit the target. This one fell to hit the target by a couple ticks, and this one here fell to hit the target by a couple ticks. So it's the same story on the, and then we have the Russell, practically the same story also. We are going to go ahead and break even on those. So we are on a free flight. We don't care about what is going to happen. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up. If it's going to, doesn't matter, we broke even. So once you break even, you are on a free trade. It doesn't matter anymore. You don't need to do anything. You feel safe by breaking even. And there we go, we broke even. So there is no losses at least. And now it's impossible for that YM to cross all those resistance area. It's impossible. And that's all what we have for now. I'm gonna stay quiet for a little bit. There is not much to do. And that's it. So I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. I have a tons messages from our clients on the Skype. Okay, guys, I will get to every one of you. Just give me 1 minute, and we're gonna turn off the microphone for a few minutes. Thank you. Well, we finally got the YM hit the target, and we still have one more on the gold. Not expecting to hit the target, the gold. I'm expecting it to get out on the trailing stop. We'll see. But that's the only trade we have left. Those scalpers, you can use them in the morning. You should not use them all day long. Okay, we got out of it. Like they are beautiful on Mondays, like any Monday, because Monday normally you cannot swing trades on Monday with the minutes chart. So it is a very good to use the scalpers on Monday. They are very good to use them around Wednesday if we have an FOMC day or some major news. They are okay. On a volatility day like today, you can use them for a couple of 3 hours, get your target, and then you finish. But you should not be using the scalpers all day long. Just enough, a couple of hours in the morning to get yourself your ticks and get out. This is the purpose on the scalpers. Those small chart on the 15-second. What it does, it cut all what you need out of those scalpers is to catch one signal. That's it, you know, and so you don't have to sit down all day long trying to chase the market. I still prefer if you want to start around 8:30, you should be done by 11 o'clock. I still prefer that. As you see on the ES with the swing trading, nothing has happened, and we're still on the buy signal, and the buy signal is not getting anywhere on the market analyzer, and it is very clear what's going on with the ES. Is getting hit by the resistance area and then by support area. It cannot get out of that channel. It's been doing the same thing since 10:35. It's going to the resistance, coming to the support, go to the resistance, coming to the support, which that tells you the ES is got stuck in this area, as you see it here, and we're trying to find an exit, and it's not tradable, because if this market trade to the up, there is another thick wall waiting on the ES, and a double thick walls also on the ES. If we go down and do the breakout, it is a huge support area and a huge support area. So the only time we're gonna get out of this fog, trying to get in the clearance, is gonna be the number 2837 to the short side, and it has to be above the 2864. This is where there is a clearance to go long. But in this, got caught in a big pile of mud in here, and you cannot trade that ES. And if you cannot trade the ES right now, you cannot trade the Nasdaq, neither the YM. It is a pretty tight areas we are trading from, and the only thing is your best offer on days like this is the scalper. Use 15-second or 30-second. Try to get yourself one target, and once it hit the target, get out and stay out of trouble. So today, your scalpers are your best friend. It's not the conventional auto trade or swing trader right now. That will not do you any good. When the market is not trending, you can use the scalpers 15-second. If you make couple of 300 on the ES, couple of 300 on the YM, and Okay, Danielle. You can scalp wherever you want. If you're scalping the CL, it's fine. So today it is your best offer is this kind of trade, the fib scalping, and just to get a few ticks here and there and get out. That's it. Now the Russell start taking a short trade on the scalper, and I'm not sure it's going to do it. But now we just had the first trade on the scalpers one more time, and there is no other trades at the moment. They're all gonna follow very soon. But this is the only trade at the moment we have is on the scalper is the Russell, and immediately I will break even on this because I don't trust the market today. You just go ahead and drag it down, and at least now you can sit down and relax. You don't have to worry about it. You are on a free flight in here. That's it. So um, there is not much going on, but we have to stay on a good day and a bad day and show the good days and the bad days. And today it is really, really, if you imagine, guys, especially our members, if you can imagine how many traders are lost out there and now they're getting their account smashed because they cannot see it, and this is where it is sad, even if they're not our clients, but it still is very sad to see amateur trader getting beat up by the market volatility, and a lot of accounts they're gonna be wiped up, and by not knowing what's going on. And now, can you imagine if he's taking a trade on an ES and thinks it's not going good for him, and he don't understand why, or he's auto trading blindly and not understand what's going on in the market, so he's totally lost. So if you compare yourself to the others, at least you know what's going on, and if you decide to take a trade, you know the high risk you're taking at the moment because you are aware what we've been talking about it for half an hour here, what's going on in the market, and I just feel sorry for this guy outside, still is a human with money, and is not having a good luck. You feel bad for him, you know. So, so there is not much going on. We are sitting on the side. There is no trade. There is no auto trade. There is nothing. Not even a scalper. All is flattened, and now we are sitting on a standby. We have some short trade firing on the scalpers. We have a new signal on the Russell sell at 126. Major support area at 88.0875. Try to break even immediately on the Nasdaq and ES. And do the same on the. We have a new signal on the Nasdaq. The for the swing trading, it just disappeared. If this ES break the 28.4275, we're going to the straight to the target 28.39. You can see a lot of major support area on the Nasdaq. To our traders, maybe it's time to get out of that trade. You see, every time we take a signal, this market is not staying in one place. It just go back, knock you out of a trade, and come back. And so this is an important area for the ones who are trading the ES. We're coming to the 43 level support area. It is very important to break that support area on the ES as we speak right now. If we break it, we are heading 28.39.25. There we go. We need to see that bar close. And we got knocked out of the Nasdaq because I tied up the trailing stop. That's life. And it seems like the ES, we need to see 28.39. And this is the last bumper on the YM. If we break this one here, the 88 level, we're gonna go straight down. The Nasdaq, we just had a recent signal on the Nasdaq is right here. The Autotrade taking it, and this is exactly what I was talking to you about. We're coming to the support area at 890, 850, and then maybe it's not gonna able to break that level. So let's keep our eye on the scalper a little bit, and maybe we need to go a little bit down on the trailing stop, and let's see. On the ES, is still going around flirting with the support area. We need to see a little movement and close at 39 level. Then it's not a bad trade. You know, this is this is very funny. On the Nasdaq, when we first started the video, we hit the 1400 on the Nasdaq, and then we have one loser trade. But actually, the Nasdaq has not taken any trades on the TI7, and it's just, if we look at those bars, they're mainly staying in yellow. There is a lot of yellow, and that's mean when there is a yellow, it's between the plus and the minus. So you can see how this is a very unusual to see a lot of yellow mini bars between, and you can see exactly what's going on. The market is totally on neutral. There is no trend in market, and that the results of it. And but we have to survive summer and winter. Nothing we can do. So let's look at those two trades. Those are going to be the last two trades for today. And it seems like the ES is finished. And we are done with the ES. Folks, there is not much going on today, and we're not gonna. There is nothing left, and there is no more trades. But it was 2 days, really a lot of volatility, and there is not much going on. So I think we will call it off. And I want to say thank you very much for today. And we will see you next week on Tuesday on the same channel. I would like